have learned this year?
I have learned division this year.
What is something about your teacher?
She's really funny.
What is one thing about your teacher?
That she's a nice teacher and she always acts strict because we're going into 6th grade.
What is something about your teacher?
My teacher is amazing.
What is something about your teacher?
My teacher is pretty nice and lets us do fun things sometimes.
What is something about your teacher?
She's really nice and kind.
What is something about your teacher?
She's really nice and we're really gonna miss her.
What is something about your teacher?
Is that she's super awesome and I'm going to miss her next year because I'm going to be in 5th grade.
What is something about your teacher?
She'll give you extra time sometimes if you need it. And she'll
it came back
help you if you're stuck on any problem.
What is something about your teacher?
My teacher is nice and whenever she lets us do like fun things and she'll let us talk whenever she lets us talk half the time too.
What is something about your teacher?
She's fun.
What is something you learned this year?
I've learned how to do division in math.
Cursive too.
Geometry.
What is something you learned this year?
Division.
I learned long division.
Long division.
Algebra.
What is something about your teacher?
She's nice.
She's very kind and understanding.
She will always help us if we need help.
What is something about your teacher?
I like how she's kind.
What is something about your teacher?
I really love how she's super fun and she always makes us laugh.
What is something about your teacher?
My teacher's name is Miss Brinkley, and one thing she taught me this year is how to do different ways of division.
Yeah. What is something you've learned this year?
I've learned to like math, and I've gotten really good at reading too.
What is something about your teacher?
She is kind, fun. She helps us a ton, and if I could, I'd want to stay with her another year.
What is something you have learned?
I've learned lots of stuff. I can't quite name all, but there's gallons, liters, kilograms, and lots of other stuff. So thank you.
What is one thing you learned this year?
Doing long division.
The thing you learned this year?
I learned multiplying by tens and like 57 times 68. I've learned about kilograms, grams, and other stuff.
What is something you have learned?
I learned what medicine abuse was. I didn't know it. Anyway, it goes on the bus go around and
What is something about your teacher?
So my teacher is very nice. Also, she allows us to do something fun if we aren't able to go outside and stuff like that.
What is something about your teacher?
She's a very nice and kind teacher and pretty chill, but she definitely knows when to lay down the law.
What is something about your teacher?
My teacher helps us when we make a mistake in math all the time.
Good.